Uh, Man, I'm tired. I am super duper tired. Ah, man, I set my alarm. I'm awake. Like, I close my eyes and a half hour goes by. Ah, so yeah, my low is I got a late start for the day. But honestly, you know, my high is pretty special because last night I actually went out to dinner with someone very special in our family. I've mentioned her before. She's the technical term for how she's related to me is she's my ex step grandmother. Again, it's complicated, but regardless, we've always kept in touch, and she's visiting, and last night we went to dinner at the Elbow Room, and needless to say, seeing her is a real treat, and that was my high for the day. No questions asked. And my act of kindness was, actually, one thing I definitely did is like help her order food, because yeah, the upper room is known for wings, but why she didn't want wings? Yes, the upper room is more than just like one of the best wing places in town. Its menu is actually pretty darn good. Again, you know, she actually got a flavor of wing I've never really tried before, but she let me have one. It was stinging honey garlic. Though they were good. I just went with medium for me. I ordered fries. She ordered coleslaw, and for once I actually tried the soup they have there. And no kidding, it's the first time I actually tried Italian wedding soup anywhere. It's pretty good. It's pretty darn good. I like it. Um, you know, it was a very nice evening. We just spent a lot of the time, talking to each other. My, ex-step grandmother and I, we're talking to each other, we're having a nice time. It was actually a pretty special evening. It was. I wouldn't trade what happened last night for anything. And that's cool. Although, the only thing I'm kind of upset about, and this is no fault of the Elbow Room at all, but there was a bunch of other places I was going to suggest we go to, because we actually have taken her to the Elbow Room before. I want to do something different. And for whatever reason on Mondays, nothing was open. Seriously, Illegal Tap House wasn't open. What else is there? Louis wasn't open. Sauce Boss wasn't open. Like, seriously, there's a bunch of places that were just plain closed. And it got kind of annoying. But regardless, we went to the Elbow Room, which is fine. It's been a good while since I've been to the Elbow Room, and them and Bernie Murray's have the best wings in town, so I'm not going to complain. But, we talked a lot about stuff like how she's doing, because she lives all the way out in Seattle now. And, we talked about how she's doing out there. We talked about other things, like happenings going on in life. Yeah, it was a good evening. It was a very good evening, and I really couldn't ask for, anything better. Sorry if it's kind of coming across I don't really have much to talk about, but honestly, that was like the most eventful thing that happened. We also talked about shows I like to watch. Like, she actually asked me if I watched The Voice, and I told her I do, but as I said before doing these videos, only when like the auditions are going on, just because it's funny watching the coaches interact with their their people or whatever. So Yeah, there you go. Actually, while I'm at it, I didn't really have an upper. Again, I only been up for like 20 minutes, so I am like completely like exhausted right now. I'm not gonna lie, I can barely keep my eyes open, but I will because that's just what I do. Um, what was I about to look up again? Oh, right, because we should be getting a new Hot Ones guest this week. If I did this correctly. Mm-hmm. Huh? Mm-hmm. No. Man, did because lately First We Feast Instagram comes out with like a hint of who the next Hot Ones guest is, but they haven't released anyone. No. Man, they haven't released anything on that matter. Weird. I'm sure it'll probably happen later this afternoon. Or maybe even later this morning, but obviously by the time the video is going to be already, done. But I guess it is going to sort of help film. I mean, that's actually one good thing about it's a potentially good thing about there being no new manga chapter next week. And that's right now, I actually have several things to help fill the void. I mean, obviously right now I have Hot Ones. Amphibia's on right now. Wow. Oh, right, The Masked Singer. That helps too. Yeah. I actually have several really good things. And football. Oh, football. Holy cow. How can I forget about football? Football should be like the thing that fills in like all the tiny crevices, man. And the empty void that is the many holes and crevices in my heart. Wanted to sound poetic there, but it didn't really come across as that. Sorry. Man, am I tired. Holy cow. I'm like, yeah, we're cool though. Yeah, actually, when I was with my folks the other day, I actually did have an opportunity to ask my parents because a year ago, well, not a year ago, but it'll soon be a year ago, we celebrated my nephew's first birthday. My twin nephew's first birthday. Obviously not the one that was just born, because that'd be a very fast year if that was the case. And I asked, do they want to have like a small celebration like they did last year? I really don't know what the plan is. I mean, I'm game for, whatever. I mean, I'm going to be there for my nephews no matter what, so it's gonna be great. Let's see. Oh, my gosh. I really could just like fall asleep right now. Holy man. I never. Forget it. I'm gonna power on through this, gosh darn it. But, what was I gonna talk about again? Wow, I really don't have any ideas now, do I? Or maybe because, again, I'm so tired, I'm just like barely staying awake. Actually, one thing I can definitely talk about is, especially on my Facebook, because I've joined like several pickle related groups on Facebook. And I posted a bunch of pickles I made on both my Facebook and my Instagram. And a lot of people were really taking a liking to them. Yeah, it was actually like, really fun. You know, just this past Friday night, I made 4 jars of pickles. Just, kept it. Again, it's been a long time since I made pickles. A really good long time. I honestly just wanted to keep it simple. White sugar, white vinegar, salt, water. Obviously, the cucumbers I'm going to use, and that was it. But then I had like a really big jar that, it's actually funny. The 4 jars I used had like 1 full cucumber each. And the big jar I had 2 full cucumbers. So, yeah, I did a pretty good job sort of, filling everything out. And I always wind up having more brine than what I need, which is a good problem to have. You always want to have more brine than less brine. Because, worst case scenario, you have more brine, you can just dump it down the sink. You don't have enough brine, you expect to make a lot of pickles, you may not make as many as you wanted. I mean, yeah, I have a go-to for, on the off chance I'm not able to make pickles with cucumbers, my go-to is just like, slice them and sprinkle some salt on them. That's really about it. That's all you gotta do. It's not really that complicated. But, it's still good. I go over that all the time. If, I'm able to. I guess right now, I mean, yeah, I actually did talk about this last night with my grandmother, but I really do think, like, I'm starting to come to terms with a couple of things in life. I mean, with stuff like, again, my late grandfather passing, you never fully, like, mentally recover from that. There's always going to be, like, that giant void that, really, if it's anyone who sadly passes on that you truly loved, like, there's always going to be that void. And I want to say I've been trying to, take it one day at a time. And sometimes I do, for sure. Again, with the case of my grandfather, I think about him a lot. But I don't think about him every second of every day. I mean, no one does that. I mean, that's the kind of obsession that could mentally get you in trouble. And you don't really want that in life. And, yeah, again, she's my ex-step-grandmother. Who do you think the ex was from? That's right, my late grandfather. So, yeah, it got kind of awkward. Although, they were married when I was born. And because of that, I know who, my ex-step-grandmother is. And we've kept in touch for so many years, I can't really fault her for that. Although I'll never forget when I was a kid, like it happened, but I had no idea it happened because no one really explained anything to me when I was a kid. So if like one of them was around, I couldn't mention the other, Just that sort of awkward tension type thing that people want to avoid. But again, I'm a dumb kid. I'm not going to know any better. That's the problem. Like, yes, kids can be smart if you take the time to talk and explain things to them. Be like, listen, this is the situation going on. This is what we're dealing with. Take that with what you will and move on. Actually, you know what? Before I go, I never even bothered to see if the Ravens won last night. I think they did. They better have. Did they win? Yeah, they won. Okay. We're good. Like, favorite, share, subscribe, and follow me on social platforms on YouTube. I'm very humble in this video for you guys watching. Joe for them. We have a wonderful, wonderful Tuesday. Remember, you guys, when we're talking, I'm always going to be here. A lot of noise. I'll be back. Take care and make good choices. See ya.